How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Make Money Trucking. So today I've got a little issue. As you see, I can press my window button, my window doesn't go down. I replace the switches. Sometimes that's an easy fix, but I'm unlucky this time, so we're gonna replacing the window regulator on this truck. It's a little windy. I can't do nothing about the noise, but hopefully I can still, show you guys how to replace this. So basically, flip the switches, just make sure. That's usually an easy fix. Unfortunately, not this time. So we need to start unbolting the window, the door panel. All right, so we're gonna start by removing all these T30 Torx bits on the outer perimeter of the door here. Show you. So there's a few down there and a few over there, and then we need to undo this one, and then the ones holding this compartment, this little pouch here, door pocket. And these are aftermarket ones that I just bought these at Ace Hardware, just some Phillips screws, because the ones that I took out, they just were stripped or missing when I got the truck. So I replaced these guys with just aftermarket Phillips heads. And then yeah, we're using my trusty Duralast hex bit set. This thing's fantastic. I mean, it's got everything you need. T20 all the way up to T55. And then we got some other. But yeah, got this kit at AutoZone. I think it's about. I did a shorts video on this guy, but. All right, so we got the this piece off the door pocket, and now we'll unbolt the there's a bolt in there to undo the door handle, and then we'll unbolt these two. I think these are T40s up here. This one, all these other ones are T30. All right, so here's the handle unbolted. Thanks for whoever commented that you can take this handle off. When I replaced the door handle, I don't know, about a year and a half ago, a lot of you said, why did you just not disconnect the door handle? Well, it was this mechanism in here that was broken, not the actual door handle. But now this is gonna come in handy, because last time I thought this would be a door handle. But you live, you learn, and I've done a few of these trucks now, so I just must have kept missing that. But yeah, that is a great thing, is that you can unbolt this bolt here and pull this whole thing out. All right, so next we'll pop this plate off. And then disconnect all of these connections, and we should be able to pull this panel off. part number there. This is the window regulator. It comes with the whole this is what the assembly looks like. So hopefully this is the right side. There's two different ones. Alright, so the window regulator has two posts right here, and it goes down, and the motor's right here. So we have to unbolt this plate in order to slide the window regulator in from the bottom and put it in this place. And these bolts here, this one, and these two, maybe three, are holding the regulator in place behind this panel. So we need to start unbolting this panel, and everything is kind of all right. So you might not have to undo that latch assembly, but we have to undo these two bars that go up to the latch and the door. And then so basically this green piece just pushes off, this one just pulls off, and then this guy, you can just push it off this way, and then that one will come out, and this one will come out as well. We pull it. I had to put a ratchet strap on the door so it keeps it from blowing closed, because it's so dang windy where I live. But yeah, so we're gonna start unbolting some of these blue screws and trying to lay them out so that they match where they need to go later. I'm hoping they're all the same size roughly, so we don't have to worry about it too much. But yeah, so we'll start unbolting those now. So already they're different sizes, unfortunately. So like this and different size, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to be really careful with where these go. So to get this panel off, there are two bolts on the other side which are holding the mirror, which are part of the mirror, and there is a cap, and then these two bolts are on the back side. And to get this off, there's a small Torx screw. I'll show you here. So this cap here, and there's that hole with that Torx bits, and it sits like this, and you're gonna need to close the door, unbolt it, and kind of move it and unhook it. There's a clip right there. You gotta close the door first before you do it. All right, so we got the old one out here, as you can see, and got the new one in. Luckily I had another hand to help me, because this is very difficult. So basically all these blue bolts, we don't need to take out these two because that's holding this mechanism here, and then there's the two right here that are on the other side right here. Those are the tricky ones that a lot of people miss. But basically we're able to pull this panel back. Well, you see it's kind of loose right now. We're going to pull the panel back and unbolt these 3 bolts at the top, and then just at the top of the window, and then slowly guide the window down with 2 extra sets of hands. Really hard to do this by yourself. And then basically the reverse, we did the reverse, brought the regulator, put it in place, and had someone hold the door panel, and then another person kind of screw the and actually grab the window and kind of hold it in place and screw on these nuts on the window track, keeping the window in place. So now we're here and we can finish putting the bolts on. Like these 2 bolts hold the back of the window regulator, and these two are corresponding to these and these. I'm sorry, this one and this one, and this bottom one you see is right here. A little hard to explain. You know, I didn't have an extra set of hands to kind of film the process, but I think you guys kind of get the idea. Basically, you're gonna need an extra set of hands to, you know, hold the door panel, and then someone to hold the window and pull it up so you can put these nuts on this stud in this track. And then now we'll just kind of start screwing everything back together in place. So we got all the bolts back in, the blue bolts back into this panel, and now we can start putting the outer door panel back on. But first we're gonna plug in the switches and see if this window goes up and down. Let's hope it does, because I hope I didn't do all this work for nothing. Alright guys, so we got a little bit of a dilemma here. I went ahead and got the whole panel back on, got everything bolted back up. I was like, hey, before I go any further, I might as well plug the, you know, switch in and see if it works. And it doesn't work. Brandy ran the regulator, so I was stuck with my window open for the night, and came back here. So here's the motor window regulator itself, and then right here there's a box behind this panel. It's a basically like a circuit. It's like a power down control module. So there's a module that sits right here, and basically on the switch, these windows have automatic down, which is that express down you see. It's basically when you just hit it once, it goes all the way down. Well, this module isn't working, because when I hit the down button, it just clicks, so it's not sending power to the actual regulator. So I called the dealer. It was hard for them to find this part. They couldn't find the part. They said it was just, they don't make it no more. And Freightliner actually has a bulletin which tells you to bypass the module. So I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but here's the bulletin here, and basically it says the express down module is not used, and cut off the express down connector 231314 400 connect wire 363B and to 363E, and fold back and install shrink tubing to this bypass module. So basically right here is the window switch, the X'd out module, and then right above it is the window motor regulator. So yeah, so basically we're essentially going to cut I think it's like this wire. We're gonna cut this wire here, and we're gonna cut there's these 3 wires going into the module, and we're going to splice into the regulator. So basically it's just a, you know, standard up and down procedure, normal window. So I guess even Freightliner has a service bulletin that if this modular goes out, just bypass it, because they don't make them no more. So in aftermarket, I can't find them. You can only find them used, and Why would you do that? Because the chances might actually go out, and then you're kind of the same predicament all over again. Which I wonder if that's what caused my window to break in the first place or not work, is if it's just this module and if it wasn't the regulator or the window regulator. But I'll show you here. I'm not too upset about it because this one is pretty rusty and like pretty beat up and worn, and you know, it's only a matter of time. I mean, I've replaced one of these before on this same Coronado, and it had like 350 or so miles on it. So this has 540,000 miles on this truck, so it's kind of time. So it's just nice to know that it's new. And yeah, so we'll splice those wires together, plug in, hope it works, and then we have to unbolt this all over again and kind of pull this back and then see if we can't get in there. All right guys, so here's the connector for that module, and basically we cut these two wires and splice them together as per the instructions on our. So it says to connect the 363E and 363B, and then take A and the 363 and just you know, put shrink tape on them. So that's these two right here aren't gonna be used, and then this should bypass the actual express down module, and then we'll finish getting everything buttoned up. All right guys, so we hooked the switch back up, and I hope this window works. We spliced those two wires together, tucked the other ones back in there. We need to still bolt on the door panel, but let's just see if this has success. Oh yes, a little slow, but yes, it works. That is awesome. Unfortunately, I don't have automatic down anymore, but whatever, that's fine. All right, so finally we're at this step. We got the door panel on, got all the bolts in, all the screws, fasteners, got the weather stripping put on, and now we just have to put the window switch on, and we should be good to go. All right guys, the door is all buttoned up and put back together, and that's a little video on how to install a window regulator. And as you can see, it goes down and back up. Oh, that's beautiful, especially when it's like 90 degrees out, but it's a little bit later in the afternoon, so it was about 100 today. So all right guys, hopefully you found this video helpful, and comment down below what your thoughts are, and I will see you on the next one.